Welcome to Teller Time, broadcasting from the legendary Immer Cabin, located behind the library. Yes, folks, this is where the walls have stories, the doll's eyes always seem to be moving with you, and the floorboards creak like Charlie and Tom getting ready for the show. Loud, unpredictable, and somehow perfectly on beat with the chaos.
That's right.
March weather in Teller County is so unpredictable, even the floorboards here at the cabin have given up trying to predict it. They creak once for snow, twice for sun, and 3 times for your guess is as good as mine. Today's show is brought to you by the Ute Pass Historical Society, the heroes who preserve our past, protect our artifacts, and gently remind us that the Immer Cabin is historic and not rustic chic. So settle in, shake off the March madness of mountain weather, and let's make some history of our own. This is Teller Time. Ladies and gentlemen of Teller County, brace yourselves because today on Teller Time, the cabin is vibrating and the floorboards are creaking in anticipation, and even the March weather has paused its chaos to pay attention. But why? Well, I'll tell you. It's because stepping into our little cabin is a man who carries the weight of our past with a swagger of someone who knows exactly where all the bodies aren't buried. We have Rob Adriel, Director of the Ute Pass Historical Society, and he isn't just a historian. He's a guardian of our mountain stories, the keeper of our legends, with a few documentaries under his belt, and working on a new one, which is why I'm sure both these guys will be happy to chat about it, both these guys being Rob and Charlie. So Teller County, buckle up and hang on. Today we're driving into the past, and not in a DeLorean either, but with a man who knows it's best. This is a history with horsepower, heritage with a heartbeat. This is Rob Adriel on Teller Time. And Rob, pleasure to have you on the podcast this morning. I think this...
Well, Rob, hello again. I mean, I've seen you all week, but hey.
Nice seeing you again, Charles.
Nice to have you here.
Sir Charles.
Yes.
Sir Charles. Ooh.
Sir Robert, yes. Well, he was knighted up here, you know. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk about what you said. He is the director of the documentaries that are produced by the Ute Pass Historical Society. He doesn't actually direct the Ute Pass Historical Society, but you're always welcome to, Rob, if you'd like to. So, let's start off with the history that you and me have had and your past and your history. Why don't you start back before I met you? Because I met you like over 20 years ago.
Oh my! So back to the day I was born. It was a
Almost.
cold November morning. I remember it so well.
That's right.
Darkness, and then all of a sudden light.
Oh, listen to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the way it was. Oh gosh, man, we go back 20 years now?
Oh yeah,
Something like
I
that.
think a few years more than that, maybe.
All right, let's stop counting at 20.
No,
though.
yeah,
That sounds good.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a spell.
A spell.
A little Southern charm for you.
That's right.
Well, yeah, no, I think before I moved up here to Woodland Park in, God knows, 04, 03, 02, something like that. I don't quite remember. I was doing some production work around the States and then decided that I wanted to change and came out to Colorado. I was doing some stuff in Chicago with the actor studios and teaching some directing classes and stuff like that. And just thought it'd be so great to be back in the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
So born and raised in New England, came here. Moved around a little bit, but we met right here in Woodland Park.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. You were on a project with a fellow Anthony
Vilgiati.
I could never pronounce. Yes, that we had the Italiano going on. But
I was very nervous about that shoot because he kept showing me his trunk for some reason. You see the size of this thing? It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah, you could fit in it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Anyway, we met then. And then we started off and on with some other projects and other things that we were working on and you were working on. We kind of melded at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I had a studio in Victor, and this guy laid a script on me called The Jersey Devil.
The Jersey Devil.
Jersey Devil.
Old cryptic zoology, like Bigfoot, but
it's
Jersey version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
interesting.
It's kind of a flying man or something. I don't know what it was.
Part devil man, part bat thing.
Cheapers Creepers?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's right. So, anyway, we did a lot in production with that. It wound up, there was other things that happened in the movie industry. This was
but we did our part. So
did
yes,
that part.
we did we did a lot of promoting. We're also adapting the script for screenplay and also for film, just
Yeah.
because they weren't sure which way they're going to go with it.
That's right.
So when they brought us in, we just kind of took care of trying to start flushing out some of the pre-production.
Yeah.
And then handed them back their project and said, "Here you go."
Here you go.
Yeah.
And then the guy decided to buy a fleet of boats down in Florida instead of finishing the film. But the cool thing was for Rob and I to work through that whole project. I mean, literally, we worked on it for, I bet you it's like 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we wound up with getting distribution with Hanover House, Lionsgate, and had Holly Berry as one of the key actors. And what was he? The other guy.
Oh gosh,
No, his.
I'm blanking on him.
I am too.
Oh well.
There's 3 brothers.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Oh, Baldwin. It was one of the
Baldwin,
Baldwins.
yeah.
Stephen, I think. Stephen Baldwin.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went through that whole thing, and
So what was that about? What was that project about that y'all did?
It was
about
the
the
Jersey Devil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So kind of in that weird world of production, especially, we're not Hollywoodites. We're not big bankrollers. So
Right.
we pretty much scratched out our living just being as creative as we could with what we had.
right.
And as we kind of started building and moving from kind of just commercial stuff and a little bit of small TV pilot stuff, and we started talking about film, and this Devil project came on our plate, and we're like, well, what's this about? So
Yeah,
as we just kind of broke it down, the way for us to make it work is no actor is going to want to be involved in the project if it's not going to be seen. Right.
Mhm.
So everybody wants to be seen. That's why you're acting. You want
Yeah.
it to get out there, even if it's on a small level.
yeah,
But to get the distribution, they want to know, well, what actors do you have? And before you get any money, they want to know, well, where's it going and what's my return? So it's kind of like that triangle where everything has to fall in place. And we're basically brought on to put those pieces together for
that's
this
it.
individual investor that came to us and said, I really want to make this happen. How do we do it? So we connected him with Hanover,
Yeah,
which led to Lionsgate, which led to some of the initial agreements, basically, that would say, hey, scheduling works.
Yeah.
The agent would say they're available. They'll do the project for this amount of time, this amount of money, yada, yada, yada. So we pretty much kind of handed them a whole pack and said, here you go.
Okay.
that's how it went. And then we were able to work on other projects off and on. After that, we were able to gel with a lot of other things. So it's like anything else. When you have a construction crew that
Right.
constantly works on things together, you know their habits, you know how they do it. Things are easier to deal with. It's like you and me, Tom.
There you go.
We do this all the
Yeah.
time, and we know each other's methods. And,
Yeah.
and your our madness.
There you go. There you go.
Methods of the madness.
Anyway, so now it leads up to where the opportunity came with the first documentary, the Dude Ranches, in the
Mhm.
shadow of Pikes Peak.
Okay.
And we started, it was a wonderful production. Rob, once again, he had it laid out perfectly, storyboarded. We had everybody we needed in place. I mean, the existing Dude Ranch, the Triple B,
Mm-hmm.
as well as other locations
Yeah.
that were brilliant.
Yeah, they wanted to cover 5. There are many of them, but there are 5 that the Ute Pass really felt would be like the cream of the crop that they'd like to show. Given a nice display from Skelton, who was the first one. So this guy was a judge from the
Yeah.
Midwest,
That's right.
and ended up being ended up owning and operating this amazing Dude Ranch, which had some of the firsts. He put in he had double-decker barns. And when my wife and I, when Christy, our co-star,
Yeah.
when we hiked out there to get some B-roll, we couldn't believe some of the foundation stuff that was still up there. They built this 100
Amazing.
years ago,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this should all be nothing by now.
I know.
And then we did Brockhurst, which was just down the mountain, Paradise Ranch, which
Yeah.
was pretty cool because the guy was like this shisty kind of guy from
Yeah.
Hollywood, and
Yeah.
but he would have chariot races, and he actually got the chariots
Wow.
In Woodland Park.
from
Okay.
Ben-Hur. He got them from the movie. He had his
Yeah.
connection. He worked out there for years, and then
Yeah.
came out here and did this Dude Ranch. But
Right.
he was kind of like the Disneyland of Dude Ranches.
Right.
So
Okay.
back before Disneyland was there, you came out here and you saw the
Yeah.
chariot races. You did the chuck wagon. You did all these adventuring. It was
He was
pretty
the
wild.
showman, man.
Yeah, and then we had the Hermans, which were this couple. They were attorneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
That's
Freddie.
Fred.
Yeah.
His
Okay.
path.
Yeah. Yeah. So their story was amazing. And it was right around the time of World War II. So their camp was especially dear to them because, they were Jewish. And so they brought in a lot of kids that were from the big cities, New York, Chicago, and they would advertise to give them some refuge, I guess, really.
Yeah.
And, because even then, early on, there was some persecution. There's anti-Semitism going on low levels. And so the kids just had a chance to kind of get away and escape and have fun. So, yeah, and then we covered, and there was, the Brockhurst was cool because it was like that romance story. She was a horse rider from the Midwest that journeyed out here on her own and fell in love, and they lived for, many years, many years.
Many years.
Yeah, some of the photos, I think, like in their 80s.
So, that history started, it came over really big with the community and with everything else. We showed it for a couple of months straight in the theater here in town, and it was well received. So it was a year or two later that a new concept came up about the mighty Midland train, right? So Rob came together, we sat down, started like now, we started into pre-production, got things going, and I'll tell you what, that one, between the new graphics that Rob mastered and also the locations in Chama and other places, was extraordinary.
It was amazing. Yeah, I think because we wrapped, I think at the premiere of Dude Ranches, the society wanted to meet again and say, hey, we'd like to do another one. So they put their heads together and kind of thought, well, what direction do we want to go? And they said, listen, there's this train called the Midland Train that basically was the first train that cut through the Rockies.
Yeah.
And never and actually connected with other lines that brought people out to the West for the very first time.
And these are on the Ute Pass Historical Society website?
They're on YouTube and the website.
Cool.
And and so, the way that kind of, so Rob was able to submit both of these documentaries in film festivals around the world. And we've won many awards.
Yeah, we got to Japan, we got to Paris Royal.
You should display them around the cabin here.
Well, we've got we're changing around the gift shop.
Okay.
So that gets more traffic.
We got you. Okay.
And so
we can
we're
put up
gonna
our
do that.
laurels there.
That's right.
Why not? Hard work.
Some of them are displayed.
We should make some necklaces for ourselves with just our laurels. Hey, look at this one, buddy. This was Ireland, huh? The Irish really like the Brockhurst Ranch.
That's right.
Okay.
But no, and the Midland was great because it was a really large endeavor because it wasn't just about the train, but it was also when the train came, these homesteads and these ranches up here started turning into towns.
Yeah.
So the train, in a way, built the towns. Because once you have the train that can come, you can bring supplies, transportation, you can bring lumber in, you can bring people, and all the way starting down in Cascade, because we covered the Ute Pass, all the way starting down in Cascade with some of the townships that were built there.
Right.
And Green Mountain Falls. And Green Mountain Falls was, again, almost like a Disneyland back then.
Yeah.
They had balloon rides. They had tub races, remember?
Yeah.
Right there in Green Mountain Falls, like they're in tubs.
Tub races.
Stroll. It was crazy. They had baseball games. They're the first ones to bring baseball to this area. I mean, it wasn't majors, but it was like, the farm teams and firework displays. I mean,
vintage baseball. So and it was cool because the Midland train had like 5 or 6 trips a day all the way up the pass, dropping people off at all these amazing sites. And people came from all over, New York, Chicago, all over.
And their most famous was their Wildflower Tour. So people came from all over the nation, all over the world, because the Midland, one of the things that they were good at, Hagerman and his crew, was marketing. Those guys were like genius marketers. So with just simple print work and posters, they strategically placed them in depots all over the world saying, come see the West. Because up to that point, the only way to get out here was by horse. So now we're offering luxurious transportation to come see the Wild West in style. And while you're sitting in your cabin cars, smoking your cigar and enjoying your cognac, you're going up through these incredible mountain ranges, seeing elk for the first time and wildlife. And they had hunting expeditions.
It's amazing.
But the women loved the wildflowers. So they go all the way up into Florissant, where they actually pulled out one of the petrified trunks from the fossil beds, which did end up in Disneyland in California.
Walt Disney himself
came and
and picked out the stump.
Picked it out.
put it on a truck, and took it back to Disneyland.
So is the railroad tracks path now is what's paved over on Highway 24, or what was the where's the railroad track?
Well, some of it might be.
Yeah.
But you can still see the roadbed for the train. There's these little flat, long mounds off if you go between here and Divide, especially. And then even down by Manitou, up in the hills.
And have you ever been to 11 Mile?
Driven by it.
Okay, if you ever go to 11 Mile, and I didn't know this, one of the crazy things was I lived in Woodland Park. We were doing production work, but at that point, you weren't affiliated with the Historic Society.
Right.
So we had no idea until we started doing these documentaries, the history under our very feet, which was wild. And I was like, I lived in this town? There's a train that ran around this? But yeah, so up in 11 Mile, they have the tunnels. And I thought they were blowing them out for the road. Those are the original train tunnels. So if you go into 11 Mile along the creek side, you go through the actual train tunnels from the Midland.
And off of Gold Camp Road.
Oh, yeah, where we shot our outro.
Our outro was done there through the tunnels there as well.
I see someone making a board game.
Oh, yeah. You could.
Why not?
Heck yeah, man.
With what you guys got going on, I think that'd be
local history.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Think what that could do, or else, scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Put these kids on a scavenger hunt through, get them learning history and get off their damn.
Yeah, we could throw them in the jail right here. What is it called? The calaboose? Calaboose.
Yeah.
I'd love to throw some of these kids in jail.
Yeah, that's right.
Straighten them out.
So anyway, it kind of leads up to where we're at now, and in pre-production of the new coming documentary, and it's. You want to talk about a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have a working title, not official yet, but right now it's just called Women of the Peak. Because what we usually try to do, and at the end, Christy and Charlie, the stars of the show, at the end, we came up with this logo about, right here in the shadow of Pikes Peak.
Right.
So it kind of just stuck with the idea of just always drawing things back, of course, to the Pikes Peak area, the Ute Pass, etc. Mm-hmm. So this one is called Women of the Peak, and it was really extraordinary because what it does is it's going to highlight, and there's many. I mean, I think you guys sent me over 20-something, and that was just a short list. Women.
Really, it blew my mind how many women survived out here and what they accomplished, what they did.
Yeah.
And there was that many. And so we had you and us. We had to narrow it down.
Yeah. So from a director or from because with these projects, we wear a lot of hats. So writing, directing, producing, locations. I mean, we pretty much do it all, which is fun because it actually makes it a little more exciting. But I had to look at the ones that I felt like on screen would play very well, and also we had enough information because we had some extraordinary women, but there just wasn't enough information to create even a 10-minute segment, and we really want to give at least 5 women 10-12 minutes where they could really have an opportunity to have their story shown. So one of them that we're doing, her name is Beth Bradshaw. Gracie Beth Bradshaw, and she was a World War II combat nurse.
Okay.
She earned the Bronze Star and got a Purple Heart.
Lived in Woodland before that.
So, and then Amy Anna Mae Wellington. Yeah, and you know about her.
Stunning, amazing. Because I was in photography, right?
Yeah.
And so a long time ago, I think right around when I first met Rob, there was Donna, who used to run the Ute Pass Historical Society. Me and her were just talking casually, and she started talking about this woman photographer from back in the 1900s, late 1800s.
Yeah, she was like 18. She was taking photos of everything before Divide was even a city.
That's right.
I mean, on horseback, on her own. She had her camera on one side, her rifle on the other side.
She was on horseback. She was alone doing this stuff and made the most stunning images. And so my plan way back when I was talking with Donna was, hey, man, I think it'd be awesome to do a then and now book. Mm-hmm. What it looks like now and what it looked like when she took the shot, same angles. Mm-hmm. And I just never quite got off the ground.
Okay.
But Rob now. We're going to highlight that.
I was like, Charlie, you're doing that book now, buddy.
Yeah, right.
That has to happen now.
That's phenomenal just to even think about that.
Yeah.
Before and afters are always...
And this was before Roosevelt even started the parks, before the federal, the federalization of national parks. So, and I'm not 100% sure, but I believe, if I do remember a little bit of the history, that some of those photos were inspirational for Roosevelt to look at and say, hey, this is what's out there.
Right.
And come and see. And of course, you know, the beautiful places I got established because of that: Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, so we're highlighting 5 ladies that did literally extraordinary things. And we felt like it would be a good montage of being able to give enough time to show what they did, but then also highlight the kind of undertones that I think I've been feeling since doing these documentaries. Again, used to live here and then didn't realize what rich history was under our feet.
Right.
But just to kind of hopefully give people a deeper appreciation to say, like, you never know who you run into. You could be talking to some old person behind a counter and not know that that guy, you know, bled in World War II and served the country and saved lives and did this or did that. You just see that person as just, you know, an elderly person behind a counter and serving you something or giving you something. So it for me anyway, I really felt like it helped me to kind of start looking at people, strangers that I don't know, and go, I wonder what their story is. Right. Instead of just seeing them for face value, just taking that extra second to go, I wonder what their life's like. I wonder what they're up to. And from that, we've uncovered some amazing stories. And these women are awesome. I don't want to give too many of them away, but Bradshaw, Wellington, we've got Dow and a couple others. So it's going to be great.
During this pre-production process, while Rob's been here this week, I'll tell you, and if it's okay, can I tell him where you live now?
Absolutely.
It's kind of top secret. No, he's living in Florida. So he came up for this pre-production meeting. And where I'm going with this is that we have, through this process, discovered Rob has got some new editing talents that are going to make this documentary go out of... Well, careful. Goes out of the...
They might be taking over the world.
Yes.
What is your window of completion? What stages are you at right now, and when do you foresee this whole thing coming to fruition for y'all?
So we're going to start principal photography the first week of June, between like the 4th to the 10th, somewhere in that time frame. So first, second week. Mm-hmm. We're in pre-production now, which started literally probably just about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Maybe 4 weeks. I think about the end of January.
But you being on site, it's just been a week.
Right. But that's just me getting the initial, hey, go through these articles. The Historic Society sending me all their documentation, read through, and then, you know, tell them which ones I liked and said, I think these would work. And then when we met, we got a chance to kind of add or take away and kind of refine the list. So total time is usually about 200 days. So about 6.5 months.
Right.
And that's from start to finish, from those early here's documentation, start going all the way till final print, and hopefully at the Gold Camp meet her again.
But Rob will treat us with a trailer of sorts prior to the release of that, so we'll be able to get a little taste of it. I don't know how long that'll be. It'll maybe a couple of months. You know, he'll get into that.
Gold Camp Theater would be nice. Even the Ute Pass, where they can actually eat and drink while watching the.
We have many venues we can share this with.
Cool.
In fact, backing up just a little bit with our other 2 documentaries, and you know, this is our big year of the anniversaries, the 250, 150, 50.
Yeah.
And our anniversary, the Historical Societies, is the 50th.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are we going to have sponsored the Vintage Baseball Guys this August 8th, right here in Woodland Park, I believe. So stay tuned for that exact time and location.
There you go.
But it will be also in the theater here or in the Cultural Center. We haven't quite figured it out. We're going to show both documentaries throughout the week of the 4th of July and August 8th.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be available for the public. And we're, you know, celebrating these anniversaries. So it's going to be extraordinary and just perfect in time with what Rob's got going on here.
Yeah. I mean, we've been here like a week, basically, and we've got a lot done. So, and part of coming out here, our process was to get locations. I haven't even started the scripting part yet. And I really don't do that until I've kind of digested everything that you can kind of figure out. I mean, we've got ideas, and the fun part of being out here this time with our schedule was we were able to actually pick the locations. Charlie and Chrissy were able to go to the sites. I was able to kind of block them out. Like, maybe you're here, maybe you're there. So just getting some rough ideas, taking our phones, videoing, you know, just getting footage and just kind of marinating.
Weather cooperated for you, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Versus the snow.
Oh, it was wild. Well, we came in Sunday and it was like blizzard conditions. We're like, what the heck? And then like the next day it was like 50.
Oof. Yeah.
And then the next day 60. And now it's what, 70?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So we brought some warm weather from Palm Beach.
Oh, yes, you did. And so beyond that, also assisting Rob is many people on our board. We have Pat Hislop that's going to be working with Rob on some kids locally that are going to be involved with this production. Nice. Also, Carla Schwitzer.
Sounds good to me.
I think I got it. And Steve Plute are both helping on the stories and writing on that part. So when it comes to him narrowing down the scripting, it's going to help him immensely.
Yeah, and they're amazing. I mean, these historians are awesome. I mean, it's like I read something and say, oh, hey, so-and-so did this. For instance, one of our ladies is named Helen Dow, and she was the first female fire lookout. And as you all know, out west, fires are a major issue.
Right.
And she would have to go literally up for an entire season up at Devil's Head and stay up there pretty much on her own and navigate and watch for any type of fire. And on her watch, not one fire burst into a bigger forest fire.
Yeah.
And but so just some of the amazing sequences of events that happen, of course, lead to some questions. You know, you look at something, you're like, oh, well, she applied 2 years in a row to be a fire lookout. And so my question was, well, what's the requirements? And within just emailing Steve or Carla, it's like, boom, right there, just a list of that. And so for scripting it, those things help because you're always trying to find little hooks and angles or things to educate people on.
That's right.
In a fun way so that as they're watching this, go, okay, not only was this the first woman, but what is the requirement? What are the requirements to do that job? And what are the things that you have to do? And so back in that day when they didn't consider the equality of women, it was a lot harder for them to get some of these jobs that maybe today you and I wouldn't even think twice about. Right. If we saw a female forest ranger, we wouldn't give it a thought, you know, but back in the day, it was almost like, well, no, that's not appropriate. So it was pretty wild just to work with the historians because they're so like they have so much depth to this stuff that just helps me in the scripting process make it so much easier.
And I just have to mention the one other one that is kind of prominent in this area.
Oh, yeah.
Is
say it.
Miss
Say her name.
Ross.
Voss.
I mean Voss.
Screw that up.
Take two.
Ross or Voss? You know what? No, it's Voss. And in fact, there's a building here in town that she was responsible for. In fact, she had a antique store there, but she did many other things. I don't want to go too deep into it, but yeah.
Is she part of your documentary?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was an entrepreneur. This lady was amazing. I nickname her, and please forgive me, whoever the powers of Woodland Park be.
It's not Ross.
I call her Mrs. Woodland Park because when you get into her history, I mean, her love for the people, the community. And again, we don't want to give too much away, but she traveled the world to make this place better. And again, it ties in to go, wow, her building is literally right there.
Yeah.
And this woman helped establish some very important things here in town, including one of the parks, some of the stuff that she did working with children with healthcare, and then traveling the world to just try to make her county a better place. And at 100 years old, I think she lived to like 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, she traveled the world, and I'm going to misquote it, but basically the gist of it was, there's nowhere else in the world I'd rather be than Woodland Park.
That's right.
So when I saw that building, I said, that's still there? Are you kidding me? Because, you know, a lot of times stuff like Paradise Ranch, that got torn down. It's now Highway 24 and Safeway. Yeah. You know, stuff happens. We get it. Yeah. But I was like, you got a piece of history right there? I'm like, we've got to shoot at that building. Because a lot of these, you know, the women, especially when you get into the history, you know, their houses aren't there anymore. The things are gone. You know, things change, things shift, apartment complex, etc. So what I really like about Voss is the fact that we actually have a piece of physical history in Woodland Park.
That's right.
With a woman that, again, won't give too much away, but she was awesome.
Yeah, she was. Very good.
I'm finding it very interesting as I delve into this a little bit more with the podcast, just the amount of history that is here. And probably, I'm sure you get kids rolling their eyeballs and everything, but I bet their mouths would drop if they started, you know, understanding what exactly is here, how far it goes back, how deep it was, and what it was all about. And I think hopefully it's a shame that they don't know more, but hopefully with what you all are doing, they can even catch 1/10 of what the history and previous Woodland Park looked, because it's quite fascinating. Like I said, the more I find out, just up and down the pass. It's so, so.
And Tom's been in this community for quite some time.
Yeah, 18 years, 19 years.
And I was only here a few years, but yeah, I mean, it's like you don't even realize what's under your feet.
It's true.
And going back to what you said is a great point, because some of this stuff, I couldn't even make it up. Some of it's so juicy and tantalizing. You're like, they did what?
How did
what? Oh, all right. Tell me more about that.
Scandal.
Tell me more about that saloon, please.
Do you cover any scandals in this documentary?
Not in this particular one, because these were kind of more the women that kind of did, specific things. But in Dude Ranches, it was interesting because, excuse me, the Midland, actually. It was covered a little bit of Dude Ranches, but in Midland, again, going back, one of the things with the mighty Midland and the towns it built was we kind of highlighted those towns. And when we got to Woodland Park, oh man, that was a whole ball of wax. So yeah. But what was funny is they Cripple Creek, of course, was off the chain with the brothels and everything else, and it was the Wild West.
Yeah.
And so Woodland Park, trying to be more of an established community, set some of the most strict laws. Like there is no nudity allowed within city limits. And I'm thinking, okay, hold on a second. No public. So you're telling me that you have a problem with public nudity, that you have to actually pass a law and say, hey, by the way, you better wear some clothes. But it was just funny. They wouldn't even allow, I think you had to go down out into the county to get like booze.
Oh, yeah.
And then
that might have had something to do with the nudity.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. But what was funny is it was the first jail. That Calaboose right there was the first jail, I think, in the county, because they were kind of having not here, buddy attitude, because they knew all the stuff going on in Cripple Creek, and they're like, not in this town.
Truly.
But yeah, there's been a few conversations I've had. I mean, I talked to one gentleman, and he said, man, we should kind of do a thing one time on the dark history.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And some of it's pretty good. I mean, some of it's like pretty wild. Yeah. One of them, just like the train robberies that happened, like I didn't know, like the crazy heists and stuff that went on up here. Mm-hmm. And even with like the railroad companies, like those guys were literally like assassinating each other.
Yeah.
It was or what's that, sabotaging each other as well.
Right. Oh,
yeah, there was a murder hit that took place right in between Cripple Creek, in between Divide Depot and Cripple Creek. One of those spots in there, workers, one of the guys I think he blew up in dynamite. There
was several.
But it was in his house where there wasn't dynamite, or he was shot. I mean, it was just something where you're like, and you found out it was because the competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little mafia.
And that's why Rob set up that one scene of ours in the Chama location in a real duplicated train car. Me and Christy are playing chess. Because that's what these guys did to each other. It was like a chess game. They were trying to outdo each other or kill each other or something. So, it was a brilliant scene there.
Yeah, it was neat, because you look at some of the early pictures and it's like, oh, here's like their thing. And then you see like 10 guys with rifles.
Yeah.
And you're like, why do those guys all have rifles? Yeah. This is a train depot in the mountains.
Right.
And so, those questions always popped up in my head. And then when I started talking to some of the historians, they're like, oh, yeah, that's because these guys are out for each other. And what was weird, they were like frenemies. So, like, let's say one line, like Santa Fe, they were trying to sabotage the Midland line, but yet at one point they both needed each other, so they had to share a certain amount of track together.
Yes.
And so it was like, hey, I'm going to be your friend, but I can't wait to stab you in the back.
Yeah, it's really, really.
Now they use Facebook for that.
Sorry. I had that in there. Yeah, you kids, social media all the way back then.
We don't, but some might.
Oh yeah.
No, you're spot on. Don't get me started about that social media.
Anyway, that's where we're at.
Okay.
So it's kind of exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
And beyond that, we're having some more historians that'll be on this talking. Rob's going to be interviewing some, so you're going to have to check this one out.
Yeah.
It's really going to be good.
I would hope, I'd love to see a good turnout. I'd love to see some of the younger kids in there, make schools or
They're
parents
gonna be there.
Encourage the parents to bring your kid. You bring your kid to the movie and you get a free something.
Yeah, no,
something. So
the children. There's going to be kids within this one for sure.
Yeah, when we talked, and it was funny because we talked about that. I know we're finally doing it for the third one, but that was one of the things that the historians were like, we'd really love to try to tie in like young actors from the high school or whatever,
Right.
or, you know, people from the community theater or anything like that, and just bring them in the way. Unfortunately, the first kind of two laid out, there was not quite the framing for it to make it work. And then going into this one, because it was always something that wanted to be done, and I wanted to, you know, make the client happy. So I was like, okay, we can find a way. And then we really started talking about a couple of teens, I think right here from the high school, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about actually next week.
Next week,
Next
yeah.
week, we're going to have
We're first.
the primary players in a play going on, or is it
Yeah.
the high school?
High school. Yeah, Woodland Park Panthers senior
That's
high
it.
school. Yep, performing in Greece. They're doing Greece this year.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep, and we got the Kaniki and we got Rizzo
Nice.
coming on next
Yeah.
week. So our premier teen podcast, hopefully one
That's
of
right.
many happenings. So.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to talk to them about, not during the podcast. We're going to see if they'd be up for being in the documentary with us. So
Yeah.
Them, and
I
then-
think Pat or somebody already kind of
She's already
lining
touched
some of it
base.
up, which is good.
Yes.
And that's, you know, going back to the pre-production, some of those early just getting documentation, and some of that too is like, hey, we really want to incorporate this, so already start those processes.
Mhm.
It's almost like a spider web. You know, you got
Yeah.
props, that's its own thing. You've got wardrobe, that's its own thing.
yes,
You got hair, as crazy as it sounds, you've got to pay attention. Then you've got all wrapped around this thing called continuity. We have to have everything flowing. So if Charlie's got that hat on in this scene, and then we have a 20-minute break and we're changing camera angles, and now his hat's slightly sideways,
it's got to be right.
boom.
It's got to be right.
You go, well, that was a flub up. And what's funny now, I mean, I guess doing some of this for a little while, you know, now when you go watch a movie, you're like, oh, look
You
at
pick
that.
up
You're
the-
looking for the mistakes.
That
Yes.
cup wasn't there 5 minutes ago.
That's right.
Yeah, and Christy's the best at that. She cracks me up all the time because she'll literally go, well, now it's full. Before it was only up to here. I'm like, how did you even see that? She goes, how couldn't you see that? It's obvious. So I guess that's a blessing and cursing of the creative world, is like, you do enjoy watching other people's stuff, but at the same time, you pick up on all those little idiosyncrasies.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess if we are kind of through with the documentaries,
Go ahead.
it's time for some funny personality revealing questions
Uh-oh.
tailored
Do
to
your thing,
to
Tom.
Rob. Okay. And this you can juggle this question around. Might sound a little odd. What's the weirdest thing someone has tried to donate to the Ute Pass Historical Society?
Oh, Monocle.
Yeah.
If you could time travel to any moment in Ute Pass history, but only for 10 minutes, where would you go?
Oh, gosh. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Dang it. Because we've just been uncovering so much. I would probably want to go to one of the dude ranches, and as one that is crazy, it would be Skelton, because they were so like advanced for their time, like 2-story barns, and they had a way to bring hot water and everything up there, and they had I mean, it was just this. I would have just loved to be able to be there, check out their. I mean, they literally had like almost like a ballroom sized area with 2 huge fireplaces on each side. And anyways, yeah, I would love to just walk around and just meet the people there and just kind of be a fly on the wall. But that they were amazing the way they were able to bring the utilities up there. I couldn't fathom it. I mean, they brought I forgot the name of the particular thing, but they brought the hot water with that boiler system or something. It's like thousands of feet up they had to do this. So yeah.
Your DeLorean would have fit right in there.
Oh yeah, that would have been perfect.
You know what we're talking about with DeLorean, right? Yeah. Okay. What's your go-to when someone asks, so exactly what do you do?
As little as possible.
Right.
There you go. All right, let's shift gears from the funny to a full lightning round with no thinking, no pausing, just instinct. Old maps or photos?
Old maps.
Snowstorm or thunderstorm?
Thunderstorm.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Yeah?
He doesn't get much snow where he lives.
Oh no.
Apparently.
Well, I love the thunder snowstorms though, so that would be the hybrid. Sorry, no, we're in the lightning round, but those are the bomb diggity.
Yeah, there you go.
Gold rush or timber boom?
Timber boom.
All right. A bear encounter or elk?
Elk. I've already seen bear.
There you go. All right. Past or the future?
Past.
Past. There's a lot in the past.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Smell of campfire or fresh brewed coffee?
Ooh, coffee.
There you go. I think
Yeah.
a majority
We're
of people
pretty.
know
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rob, thanks for sharing your insight and your passion and your deep love for Teller County history. Your ability to bring the past to life is a gift to this community, and we're grateful whenever you are able to join us. Your stories, your knowledge, and your heart make our show richer and our listeners more connected to the place we call home. We talked about that a lot today, so again, really anxious to see how this documentary plays out. And yes, Charlie, you guessed it. It's
Oh no, what are you doing to me
it's
now?
that moment in the show when curiosity
Oh.
takes the wheel.
He does this to me every single week. You know, it's almost like I think you go home and stick pins in a doll.
Yeah.
That have
Hey,
signature.
you
And
know,
I got the front row seat for this.
Yes, you do.
hey, well, little facts, big surprises, and the kind of stories you'll end up repeating to someone later. Get ready for Did You Know?
Did you know?
Okay. Did you know Denver's nickname, the Mile High City, is literal? Did you know that? And do you know why?
Because it's a mile high, maybe.
Well, the 13th step of the state capitol sits exactly 1 mile above sea level. And people swear you can feel the altitude and the
See?
moment you climb it. All right. All right. And we already talked about this, but the very first brothel museum sits in Cripple Creek.
Yes.
Yes. It was built in 1896, making you 120 years old. And Madame Pearl de Vere, and they just held Pearl's Follies, I guess,
Yes,
last
I
weekend up
think
there.
so. Yeah.
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 It's said to still echo with her footsteps and the faint smell of her perfume. So that kind of sounds kind of interesting too, a brothel.
Yeah.
There. Okay. All right, here we go. Dust off your thinking caps for our word of
See, this
day.
is the one I thought he was going to hit me with this
right.
first.
You'll
But,
get this one, I think.
See?
All right, peregrination. 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 It's a noun. Rob,
So
any
do
thoughts?
we guess what we
Yes.
think it means?
Yeah.
Well, when you said peregrination, I thought of a peregrine falcon.
Okay.
I don't know why. I
Okay.
could be totally off. So then I'm thinking something that he has to deal with speed or the distance of something.
You're in the warm box. You're in
All
the warm
right.
box.
All right. Lay it on me.
Like a parachute. Maybe this word refers to something opening up.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay. It's a long, meandering journey, especially on foot, perhaps wandering with purpose, which I know you wander all the time.
Oh, yes, yes.
All right. Okay.
I'm wandering into rooms and forgetting why I walked into them. So that's where my adventures are taking
Yeah.
me.
Freaky floor thing we got going on.
That's
here.
right.
Yeah. Is it me? Is it Charlie? Or is it actually the floor?
I know.
See, I'm even throwing myself into the bullpen with that.
Thank you for that.
All right.
Yes.
All right, folks, break out your Blackberries, your day planner, or a whole lot of Post-its. We're going to take a look at everything buzzing around our corner of the mountains. We'd like to congratulate Ginger Slocum on being selected as the Woodland Park School District new superintendent. All right, that's going to be some interesting changes, see what happens with the school, and Ginger, I know, has been here for a while, so I'm sure it's going to be a great addition. If you're into bottle caps, check out the Bottle Cap mural located inside the Woodland Park High School. It was part of Sonia Kettler's Gold Award project to end her time as a Girl Scout. Okay, Reserve Art Gallery, which is in the professional building across from Cafe Leo's, that they're having a kids coloring contest. So you can leave a picture in the box outside the gallery, and we have different themes for the next couple of months. March is going to be about clouds. April will be a fun theme, and May will be imaginary landscapes. All right, we got some dancing going on around here. We got a mother and son dance April 18th at the Ute Pass Cultural Center from 5 to 8 p.m. Something kind of new and different is the Barter Market, Barter Market, happening at the Florissant Library, May 2nd. Okay, yeah, strictly barter, no cash, whatever you got.
Interesting.
Yep. Information, call 719-748-3939. We did talk about the Woodland Park Panther Players presenting Greece April 9th at April 9th and 11th at 7 p.m. with another performance April 12th at 1 p.m. And yes, stay tuned. Kanicki and Rizzo will be joining us next week for our premiere teen podcast. If you're into egg hunts, 10,000 eggs are being scattered all around Memorial Park April 4th. Sponsored by the Divide Mountain Explorers. That's going to be going on from 11 to 1. We have it going on in Cripple Creek on April 4th from 1 to 3 o'clock. CPR, AED, and first aid is being offered March 31st at 5:30 at the Teller County Sheriff Office. You can call 719-689-9652. And we're going to break away for a minute. Charlie's just going to bait you with a little bit about our sponsorship program coming up.
Well, yeah, it's coming up. It should be released this next week when the Young'uns have their podcast. Young'uns. So we are about to embark to let you all out there become part of this and help support us. We're going to have 3 levels that'll be revealed to you next week. They'll get you out, especially if you have your own small business or a larger business. It doesn't matter either way. It gets you out in this public ear and eye. So I think it behooves you to check us out next week.
All right. So again, we will be working, very cost effective, but because our social media goes out to YouTube, Facebook, Apple iTunes, and Spotify, we've got a pretty large listening audience, I would say.
Yeah, well, Facebook alone is averaging right around 5,000 folks, 5,000 of you guys checking us out. And that is kind of tied in with the YouTube because it's video and audio. And we had a lot of requests to go that direction. At the beginning, we were just audio, but now we have our fun faces on this whole thing. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be a good way for you to get the word out. Maybe make a video about yourself. Join us on the podcast here for a few minutes. Get to speak. Work on your public speaking skills. So yeah, stay tuned for that information coming up next week or so. But it'll definitely be some fun. And if you're thinking about joining us on the podcast, please send us a letter. tellertime25@gmail.com. Get on our show because it's the happening little spot in Teller County.
Oh yeah.
All right. So as we wrap up another Teller Time with Tom, Charlie, and our guest Rob Adriel, we want to send a heartfelt thanks out to you, our listeners. And again, whether you've been listening to us on YouTube or Facebook or Apple iTunes or Spotify, we appreciate you all for listening. Your time, your curiosity, and your love for this community are what make this show worth doing. And our little idea is just blossomed. We keep getting better. Ideas keep growing on this. So we want you to definitely be part of our journey as we move forward for a long time coming.
That's right.
Rob's delightful stories remind us of how much history lives all around us, but it's your ears and your support that keep these stories alive. So thanks for tuning in and being part of our Teller Time family. We leave you with this thought today. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. It's up to you.
Here you go.
Teller Time out.
Thank you, Rob, once again, man.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you.